Can you find a regular knife so we can do the interview?
Oh, okay. Television's affable barfly Norm.
Welcome to MsMojo, and today we're highlighting celebs you might be surprised to hear are related to each other. And we're sticking to close relatives here. So no 6th cousins or 15th uncle twice removed type scenarios.
I did not realize that your great uncle was Robert Stack.
Yeah,
Is that true?
Yeah.
Number 30, Rob Schneider and Elle King. From 1988 to 1990, Rob Schneider was married to model London King. While the marriage didn't last very long, it was long enough for the two to have a child.
The one and only, my daughter, Elle King.
Born Tanner L. Schneider, the child grew up to be a singer, who you'll know better under the stage name Elle King. King took her mom's maiden name in order to make it in the industry on her own merits, and boy has she ever. A top 10 hit single and 4 Grammy nominations are nothing to scoff at. If you're looking for more connection between the two, check out King's acting debut as the Girl Scout in her dad's 1999 movie, Deuce Bigalow, Male Gigolo.
Hi, would you like to buy some Girls of America cookies?
Don't hit me with that.
Could you come back later?
Number 29, George Clooney and Miguel Ferrer. Some of you might be aware that George Clooney's aunt was famous American singer Rosemary Clooney. What you might not remember is who she was married to. Rosemary tied the knot not once, but twice with Puerto Rican movie star Jose Ferrer.
Then come the kisses, and
Mr. and Mrs. is a dream.
During their first marriage, they had 5 kids, one of whom was Miguel Ferrer.
What are your prime directives?
Serve the public trust, protect the innocent, uphold the law.
It's good. It's very good.
Yes, that Miguel Ferrer, the one who got his break as Bob Morton in 1987's RoboCop and played NCIS Assistant Director Owen Granger on NCIS Los Angeles from 2012 until his passing in 2017.
I'm gonna take a non-fat latte with an extra shot.
George Clooney and Miguel Ferrer, first cousins. Number 28, Christopher Lloyd and Sam Lloyd. While the name Sam Lloyd may not ring any bells, the name Ted Buckland will bring smiles of recognition to Scrubs fans everywhere.
Bought some relaxation tapes. They're working.
A patient's blaming me for losing his sense of smell.
God, you cut off someone's nose? Where is it? Do you have it on you? You're disgusting.
Lloyd played the awkwardly endearing lawyer on the hit sitcom over a course of 95 episodes. And speaking of awkwardly endearing, let's talk about his uncle, maybe the most famous Lloyd of the 1970s and 80s.
So, Jim, you coming along?
Well, a little confused about something. Am I coming or going?
Before his nephew could legally consume alcohol, Christopher Lloyd had already won 2 Emmys for his role as Jim Ignatowski on Taxi. He then went on to cement his place in movie history as Dr. Emmett Doc Brown in the Back to the Future series.
My calculations are correct. When this baby hits 88 miles per hour, you're gonna see some serious shit.
Number 27, Janet Leigh and Jamie Lee Curtis. While her last name Curtis gives away her paternal relationship to actor Tony Curtis, there are those who might not be aware that Jamie Lee Curtis also has her mother's name in there as well, or at least a version of it.
It's more on, she doesn't like the way I dress and stuff, you know. No, sometimes mom stuff, you know.
You see, the Lee in her name is actually just an alternative spelling of her mother's maiden name, none other than actress Janet Leigh.
Dirty night.
You have a vacancy.
That's right, the Psycho Scream Queen birthed the Halloween Scream Queen. This mother and daughter even paired up to do some screaming in a couple of films, including Halloween H2O, 20 years later.
If I could be maternal for a moment, I don't like to see you like this.
Number 26, Richard Patrick and Robert Patrick. How many people can say they're related to the T-1000? Well, we know at least one person, and that would be Richard Patrick. A former touring guitarist with 9 Inch Nails and frontman of the band Filter actually grew up with actor Robert Patrick, the iconic antagonist of Terminator 2 Judgment Day.
Call to John now.
It's pretty cool the two of them both ventured into the arts, albeit in different scenes. In one instance, their aptitudes would actually overlap when they came together to help compose the score for the 2017 film Last Rampage. Number 25, Rip Torn and Sissy Spacek. Fans may know Rip Torn best as Artie on The Larry Sanders Show, or maybe Coach Patches O'Houlihan in Dodgeball, A True Underdog Story.
You can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball. What?
To Sissy Spacek, however, he was best known as a cousin. Torn's mother was the older sister of Spacek's father, which makes him and the Oscar-winning actress first cousins. While Spacek is still acting, Torn sadly passed away in 2019 at the age of 88 due to complications from Alzheimer's disease. It was actually Torn who helped Spacek get into Lee Strasberg's Actors Studio, as well as the Lee Strasberg Institute further down the line. Number 24, Yara Shahidi and Nas. Actress Yara Shahidi was a child actor, but it was in her teen years that she saw her popularity grow with her role as the eldest daughter Zoe Johnson in Blackish and its spin-off series Grownish.
Alright, so I'm not gonna lie, I'm not in this class because I love drones. Although, they are pretty cool. It's like we gave a bunch of cameras to birds.
While her TV family made her famous, Shahidi also has some pretty famous actual members of her extended family.
Nas, why did you do it? You know you got the mad fat fluid when you rhyme. It's halftime.
Most notably, Nasir bin Oludara Jones, who the world knows as Nas. The rapper and Shahidi are cousins, and it would appear that they're pretty close, as she was the flower girl at Nas's wedding.
Nasir is half man, half amazing. I love you, Cuzzo.
Number 23, Vera Farmiga and Thaisa Farmiga. It would appear that screaming runs in the Farmiga family, at least when it comes to sisters Vera and Thaisa.
I was a typical older sister.
You bossed me around. I gotta say.
Although born 21 years apart, Vera and the younger Thaisa both found their way to acting. Both sisters found success in different genres, and Vera was even nominated for a Best Supporting Actress Oscar for her performance in Up in the Air.
What is that? Carbon fiber?
Graphite.
Oh, God, I love the weight.
However, it's their work in horror that they are probably both best known for, with each sister earning Scream Queen credentials. Vera is a mainstay of the Conjuring film universe, while Thaisa made her horror bones in 4 seasons of American Horror Story. Number 22, Gabrielle Union and Saweetie. Could you imagine if MC Hammer was your uncle and Gabrielle Union was your cousin? No, we couldn't either. But you know who doesn't have to imagine it? Saweetie.
I love when she compares this industry I'm currently in to when she broke in.
Born Diamante Kiava Valentine Harper, Saweetie has made some major waves in the music industry in the 2020s, 3 decades after her uncle told us we couldn't touch this. As for her connection to Union, Saweetie's father and the actress are first cousins. Saweetie's grandmother and Union's aunt is also the person Union based her character Eva on from the 2003 rom-com Deliver Us from Eva.
And then we went back to my place and had a nice, respectable evening. And then we burned a hole in the floor!
Number 21, Jason Patric and Jackie Gleason. Jason Patric grew up in an acting household.
It's too late. My blood is in your veins. So it is mine!
His father was actor and playwright Jason Miller, and his mother was actress Linda Miller. For our purposes here, what's even more interesting to note is Linda Miller's maiden name, Gleason. It's a name that has a special place in television history as her father was the one and only Jackie Gleason, best known as the creator and star of The Honeymooners.
Who's Sweetum?
You're Sweetum.
You're nuts.
Let's do the family tree math here. If Jackie Gleason was Linda Miller's father, then that of course makes him Jason Patric's grandfather. Number 20, Marissa Tomei and Julianne Moore. Tomei and Moore both attended Boston University, both starred in the film Crazy Stupid Love, and have both won acting Oscars.
Convenient.
But they also share something even more unique. On a 2019 episode of the PBS show Finding Your Roots, Tomei learned that she shares a, quote, identical stretch of DNA along their X chromosome with Moore.
Julianne? Julie! You know, we went to school together.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yes, Jules.
Oh, I can't wait to tell her.
For all the non-genealogists in the audience, that means Marissa and Julianne are genetic cousins. Insert your own My Cousin Vinny joke here. The news made Tomei very happy, and Moore later expressed her excitement on Instagram, saying, quote, I knew we were alike. Marissa Tomei is my cousin. Oh my god, I'm so excited. Number 19. Stanley Tucci and Emily Blunt. Hollywood history is filled with stories of couples meeting on the set of a film and falling in love. But there are far fewer stories that involve actors meeting on set, one of those actors introducing the other to her sister, and then those two fall in love. However, that is how Tucci and Blunt became in-laws. Stanley worked with Emily on the film The Devil Wears Prada, and they became friends.
That I can't even talk about.
All right, everyone, gird your loins.
Then, at Emily's 2010 wedding to John Krasinski, she introduced Tucci to her sister Felicity. 2 years later, Stanley and Felicity were married. Number 18. Kyra Sedgwick and Edie Sedgwick. It is well known that actress Kyra Sedgwick is connected to Kevin Bacon matrimonially, as the two have been married since 1988.
You're having cookies and cream too?
Yeah. Why? Is that a problem?
Well, you know how much I love cookies and cream.
But what about her connection to one of the most iconic artists of the 20th century, Andy Warhol? Well, she was never married to the Campbell soup-loving pop artist, but her first cousin once removed was none other than actress Edie Sedgwick. And Edie Sedgwick, as you may or may not know, was an it girl who appeared in a number of Warhol's short films back in the 1960s.
What is art, anyway?
I don't know.
Number 17. Jonah Hill and Beanie Feldstein. Jonah and Beanie are actually brother and sister. No, they're not step-siblings. They have the same mother and father.
Yes.
This would probably make more sense if you knew that Jonah Hill's real name is Jonah Hill Feldstein. While Hill has become a pretty big deal in Hollywood over the last decade, his younger sister Beanie, whose real name is Elizabeth, has recently been gaining some recognition as well. She was part of the Screen Actors Guild nominated cast of Lady Bird, and in 2019, she starred in Booksmart, earning a Golden Globe nomination for her performance. Number 16. Vic Morrow and Jennifer Jason Leigh. Morrow was an actor for over 2 decades in Hollywood from the 1950s through the 1970s. He appeared on TV in the show Combat in the 60s and in a number of films, including The Bad News Bears in 1976.
Gotta just pitch blowing outside.
Sadly, he was one of 3 people killed when a stunt helicopter crashed on the set of Twilight Zone the movie back in 1982. In case you hadn't guessed, Jennifer Jason Leigh is his daughter. She was born Jennifer Lee Morrow, but early on in her career changed her name and added the Jason as a tribute to family friend, actor Jason Robards. Number 15. Liev Schreiber and Pablo Schreiber. The story of how Liev and Pablo Schreiber became half-brothers sounds like a movie. Ray Donovan star Liev was born in San Francisco, and the family moved to British Columbia when he was just a year old. Liev's mother was hospitalized multiple times as the result of a bad LSD trip from years prior. Liev's father threatened to put her in a mental institution, so she took Liev and ran away. His father was finally able to track them down when Liev was 3 years old. His parents divorced a few years later, and his mother got custody.
Oh my god, that's crazy.
I know.
His dad went back to BC, remarried, and had another son, Pablo, who recently appeared in Apple TV's Defending Jacob. Number 14. Malcolm McDowell and Alexander Siddig. This familial relationship takes us all the way from Korova Milk Bar to outer space. Malcolm McDowell has had a great acting career dating back over 50 years, but is still maybe best known for playing Alex in A Clockwork Orange.
Just singing in the rain. What a glorious feeling. I'm happy again.
What most people don't know is that his older sister, Gloria, who passed away in 2001, was the mother of Star Trek Deep Space Nine actor Alexander Siddig. You might also know him as Doran Martell on Game of Thrones. In case you're still trying to figure out the exact relationship here, Malcolm is Alexander's uncle. Like Ned Stark and Jon Snow, just much less confusing. Number 13. Leah Thompson and Zoe Deutsch. Ed Sheeran isn't the only one who thinks that Zoe is perfect. We're going to assume that her mother, Leah Thompson, feels the same way. Leah and her husband, director Howard Deutsch, welcomed daughter Zoe into the world on November 10, 1994. This was 4 years after the release of the third Back to the Future movie.
Well, you're my... Who are you?
The name's McFly. Maggie McFly.
McFly. Maggie.
And that's Mrs. McFly, and don't you be forgetting the missus.
The film series was Thompson's big break, and she rolled that fame into a starring role on Caroline in the City, which was must-see TV from 1995 to 1999. Her daughter Zoe is perhaps best known for her roles in Everybody Wants Some, Set It Up, and The Politician. And it looks like she's on the road to superstardom. Where she's going, they still need roads.
Roads? Where we're going, we don't need roads.
Number 12, RuPaul and Cory Booker.
And my cousin, Cory Booker. No, really, we are related.
Thank you, Cousin RuPaul.
Once again, we have the PBS show Finding Your Roots to thank for this familial discovery. RuPaul appeared on an episode of the series, and it was during that recording that he was told that he and Senator Cory Booker are cousins. Once you know this, it's hard to look at them and not see the resemblance.
He looks like my kin.
Yeah, he does, doesn't he?
RuPaul claimed to have seen it even before getting the DNA results, saying, quote, "Every time I've ever seen him, he reminds me of my cousin Eula." Both the Drag Race host and the senator from New Jersey had only good things to say about each other.
I was very happy about that news, and I hope that he and I can have a family reunion sometime.
I think so. That'd be great.
Number 11, Larry David and Bernie Sanders. It isn't a requirement on SNL to be related to a person you do an impersonation of. In fact, that's pretty much never the case. As far as we know, Dana Carvey isn't related to George Bush, Tina Fey isn't related to Sarah Palin, and Alec Baldwin has no familial connection to Donald Trump. And in fact, when Larry David was doing his Bernie Sanders impression on the show back in 2016, he didn't know that they were related.
I'm gonna go get some coffee.
You can't go out there.
What? I'm a person like everybody else. I'm a normal human being.
You're not normal.
Normal
You're
human
not normal.
being.
But in 2017, thanks yet again to the show Finding Your Roots, both men learned that they were cousins.
I hope it's a good athlete. What the hell?
You're kidding. Oh my God. That is unbelievable.
We can definitely see it. Number 10, Melissa and Jenny McCarthy.
This is very exciting.
These women are actresses, comedians, and cousins. These two gals hail from opposite ends of the spectrum. Melissa's best known for her funny characters, and Jenny made a name for herself as a Playboy model and TV host. Today, the cousins both maintain steady careers in Hollywood, though their circles rarely overlap. Jenny has co-hosted Dick Clark's New Year's Rockin' Eve since 2010 and appears on Wahlburgers and Donnie Loves Jenny with husband Donnie Wahlberg. Melissa, meanwhile, won an Emmy for her role on Mike and Molly and earned Oscar nominations for Bridesmaids and Can You Ever Forgive Me?
I had a book on the New York Times bestseller list. That has to count for something.
The cousins' career paths may have diverged over the years, but they're cut from the same cloth.
The only thing that's different is my driver's license.
What?
That's it.
Number 9, Dennis Lawson and Ewan McGregor.
We made a film, Perfect Sense, with Dennis Lawson, who I believe is out here somewhere. There he is!
Middle too.
Uncle Dennis.
Not only did both of these esteemed Scottish actors appear in Star Wars films, they're also uncle and nephew.
Look at the size of that thing.
To give you a refresher on that galaxy far, far away, Lawson starred as Wedge Antilles in the original trilogy, while McGregor played Obi-Wan Kenobi in the prequels.
Why do I sense we've picked up another pathetic life form?
Lawson actually inspired his nephew to get into acting, and both their careers have spanned the big and small screens, as well as the stage. In fact, Lawson once directed a play starring McGregor.
Ewan was at school still, and I'd come back with the hair and the pink jeans and the waistcoats. I had a rabbit skin waistcoat or something, and the medallions, all that stuff, that hippie gear. And he just went, oh, I want to be like this.
Neither's a stranger to accolades either, as Lawson won the 1983 Olivier Award for his role in the stage musical Mr. Cinders. And McGregor has received Golden Globe nominations and is an officer of the Order of the British Empire. These charming gentlemen are always fun to watch.
Now you're in the world.
Number 8, Lenny Kravitz and Al Roker.
I want to get away. I want to fly away. Yeah.
What could a Grammy-winning rocker and a famous weather forecaster have in common? They happen to be cousins.
You are Lenny Kravitz's cousin?
Yeah.
Well, I
real?
am, but I wasn't supposed to say it. Now I give up a monthly stipend.
Kravitz's late mother, Roxy Roker, famous for her role on The Jeffersons, was Roker's first cousin, which makes the men first cousins once removed.
Damn good.
Roker's weathercasting career began in 1974, and he's since become a household name through The Today Show. He didn't stop there, though, and he's made TV and movie cameos, co-wrote a series of murder mystery novels, and holds the Guinness World Record for the longest uninterrupted live weather report.
So it gives me great pleasure to give you the Guinness World Records title for the longest TV weather forecast. Al, you are officially amazing.
On the other side of things, Kravitz is not only a successful musician, but also a seasoned actor, appearing in critical and commercial successes like Precious and The Hunger Games. Talent really does run in the family.
You just want a good show, it's fine.
Number 7, Nicolas Cage and Jason Schwartzman.
I want you to take this face and burn it.
Along with their director cousin Sophia, these cousins are part of the famous Coppola family. Cage is a critically acclaimed actor whose performance in Leaving Las Vegas earned him an Oscar, a Golden Globe, and a Screen Actors Guild Award. He's also ventured into producing and comic book collecting. Schwartzman is best known for his work with Wes Anderson, and has additionally had notable roles in Marie Antoinette, Saving Mr. Banks, and Scott Pilgrim vs. the World.
You made me swallow my gum. It's gonna be in my digestive tract for 7 years!
Like his younger brother Robert, who you might know from The Princess Diaries, Schwartzman is also a musician.
California!
He was the drummer for Phantom Planet, and is behind the indie pop project Coconut Records. It's pretty obvious that Cage and Schwartzman aren't just Hollywood royalty, but also gifted performers in their own right.
He often comes and stays a week or more, 3 times a year at least, but never in the season.
Number 6, Warren Beatty and Shirley MacLaine.
I've known the longest, the person I've loved the longest on this planet, and always will, my brother Warren.
These two are a couple of Hollywood's most acclaimed actors, and are actually brother and sister.
I'm Clyde Barron.
Right.
We robbed banks.
Over 6 decades, Beatty and MacLaine have appeared in such iconic films as Bonnie and Clyde, Terms of Endearment, and Bugsy.
Everybody needs a fresh start once in a while.
With 20 Academy Award nominations between them, and almost as many Golden Globe nods, both siblings received Kennedy Center honors, the Cecil B. DeMille Award, and the AFI Life Achievement Award for their outstanding careers. But perhaps most admirable is the pair's lasting friendship. Only 3 years apart in age, they've always inspired and encouraged each other. And this close bond helped them achieve success.
This is it. I have found it. I am in hell.
Far from a sibling rivalry, MacLaine and Beatty are a testament to the power of supportive family.
I love you, Shirley. Thank you.
Number 5, Tom Cruise and William Mapother.
I feel the need for speed.
This action star and prominent Scientologist may be one of Hollywood's biggest names, but there's another actor in the family.
People say if you don't love America, then get the hell out. Well, I love America.
Cruise's first cousin, William Mapother, often starred in thrillers and horror movies, including In the Bedroom and The Grudge.
This will get easier soon. I promise.
On the small screen, he's best known for playing evil Dr. Ethan Rom on Lost.
Charlie, I want her back.
Mapother and Cruise have also appeared in 5 movies together, with Mapother's roles ranging from cameos like in Minority Report to small roles in Mission Impossible 2 and Magnolia.
What am I doing?
Yeah.
I'm quietly judging you.
Whether they're kicking butt or scaring us silly, these cousins sure know how to keep us entertained.
Relax, Luther. It's much worse than you think.
Number 4, Lily and Alfie Allen.
It's hard out here for a bitch.
This outspoken English singer and actor are brother and sister. Who'd have thunk it? Lily shot to fame in 2006 with the release of her debut album, All Right Still, while Alfie is best known for playing Theon Greyjoy on Game of Thrones.
You can never hold it for more than a few days. As soon as Winterfell got word that we'd taken Torrance Square, the Starks would send their men to take it back.
The siblings are so close, Lily even wrote a song about Alfie, delivering lines only a sister could. Lily has been known for her controversial remarks and feuds, but she's now much more focused on her family and charity work.
So you've been trying to jump on lorries to get over into UK. That must be terrifying. Is that scary?
Besides Game of Thrones, Alfie has starred in films like John Wick and Pandemic. Lily and Alfie have both received recognition for their work, including Grammy and Screen Actors Guild nominations, respectively. Now that's something to smile about. Lily also has a famous cousin, Stay With Me singer Sam Smith. Number 3, Taran Killam and Robert Stack.
We'll be great together. Watch out for this cable.
At first glance, the sketch comedy star and the host of Unsolved Mysteries might seem like completely different people. And yet, Taran Killam's great-uncle was, in fact, the one and only Robert Stack.
No one knows how these enigmatic circles got there. Molded gently from unbroken stalks of wheat and corn, they may just represent one of the most intriguing unsolved mysteries of the century.
Stack's acting career lasted over 60 years, and he won an Emmy for his role as Agent Elliot Ness on the TV series The Untouchables.
That hood had a gun, you knew that, didn't you?
Killam shot to fame as the youngest ever cast member on Mad TV, and is one of only 4 SNL stars to do over 100 impressions.
I'll see you at the polls and live from New York, it's Saturday night!
Like his great-uncle, Killam has also taken to films, landing roles in Big Fat Liar, The Heat, and 12 Years a Slave.
A good night's rest. And tomorrow you will feel as well and refreshed as if the earth were new again.
Stack passed away in 2003, but his talent lives on through his great-nephew.
I think he might have lost his mind.
Number 2, Jason Sudeikis and George Wendt.
My uncle, who's George Wendt from Cheers.
From Cheers, yeah.
Norm from Cheers, yeah,
right.
absolutely. When I told him, because I would send him the newsletter, because he was always interested in what I was up to with that stuff. He was like, well, Jace, I don't know if she would feel the same way.
For these funny men, comedy is hereditary. Wendt is Sudeikis' maternal uncle, and you may know him for playing Norm Peterson on Cheers.
Well, bars can be very sad places. Some people spend their whole lives in a bar. Just yesterday, some guy sat right here next to me for 11 hours.
The two are tight-knit, and Wendt inspired his nephew to pursue an acting career. Wendt received 6 Emmy nominations for his iconic role, and even played Norm outside of Cheers.
Woody, give me a beer.
I think you've had enough, Mr. Peterson. My chiropractor says I can't carry you home anymore.
Just give me another beer, you brain-dead hick!
He also played Chicago's superfan Bob Swirsky on SNL. Sudeikis was a longtime SNL star as well, and has since starred in dozens of shows and movies, including 30 Rock, Son of Zorn, Horrible Bosses, and of course, as the titular coach with a heart of gold, Ted Lasso.
Oh, do you believe in ghosts, Ted?
I do, but more importantly, I think they need to believe in themselves.
Wendt has dabbled in theater as Edna Turnblad in Hairspray, and continues to act on the small screen. So it's safe to say that with these two, there's never a dull moment.
How's the search for work going now?
I got good news, everybody. I'm no longer looking for a job. Hey! I'm now begging for one.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1, Snoop Dogg and Brandy. We all know how much Snoop Dogg loves gin and juice.
You gotta get yours, but fool, I gotta get mine.
But he is also quite fond of Brandy. Brandy Norwood, that is. Although they did collab on Snoop's 2009 song Special, the affection he has for her isn't strictly artist appreciation. Despite Norwood's dubiousness, Snoop himself, as well as many outlets, have reported that the two are cousins. Snoop has made the same connection to Ray J, who is Brandy's brother. And speaking of Snoop's cousins, another famous dog cousin is AEW wrestler Mercedes Moné, formerly Sasha Banks of the WWE.
So I can roll up,
a big one, smoke one, roll one again, and go to Long Beach, baby, where you can go to my cousin's house, Snoop Dogg!
Which of these family ties shocked you the most? Let us know in the comments.
I can't remember what I ever did before.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from MsMojo. And be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.